and we'll fly. Oh, we'll fly away, away, away.
Hello, it's your boy Davidoff and welcome back to my Premier League recap. We usually start with Arsenal or another big team, but this week will be the relegation battle first. So, because it's pretty interesting down there, so let's look at it. First of all, Fulham lost 3-1 to Leicester and Huddersfield lost 2-0 to Bournemouth. I think they're both down. It's both because down. You just can't see. They need a miracle, and it's just they're too far off at the moment, and they're losing games still. So they're gone. They're gone. So there's one more spot left, and I think right now it's between Cardiff, Southampton, and Burnley, because I think they've been dragged into it. So Brighton beat Palace 2-1 away, so I think they could have been dragged into it as well, especially if they lost against Palace. But that win is massive for them. I think yeah, they're not safe yet, but I do think there's a big step for them to survival, even though they're not that far off anyway. Cardiff and Southampton, they both got massive wins. Cardiff beat West Ham 2-0. Southampton beat Spurs 2-1. I did not expect that. I fully expected Spurs to win that game. Not comfortably, but I thought they'd win that game. But Southampton won it. They beat Spurs, massive win. And Cardiff as well, to beat West Ham. Two big wins for both teams. And Burnley lost to Liverpool as well. So because of that, there's 2 points between Southampton, Burnley and Cardiff. As you can see there, obviously any one of those three teams I think could go down. Brighton are still just above, but I think they will be fine. And everyone above will be fine as well, I think. I think it's between Southampton, Burnley and Cardiff for the last relegation spot. And I think that Southampton will definitely survive. So I think it's between Burnley and Cardiff. And I'm saying that because Cardiff's next two games are Chelsea at home and Man City away. They've also got to play Liverpool at home and Man United away at Old Trafford on the final day, which is massive. They've also got a game against Brighton away, which is postponed currently because of the Cup. So who knows when that game is. They got Fulham away and they got Palace at home, which will be a tough game too. So that's for Cardiff. Burnley's last 4 games of the season are Chelsea away, City at home, Everton away, and Arsenal at home. That's Burnley's last 4 games. That is huge. And they've also got Leicester and Wolves at home and Bournemouth away. Now, here's another thing. You might have noticed that I've only mentioned 7 games both of those teams because the other game is Burnley v Cardiff. That is a huge game now. Absolutely huge. And for Burnley, even huger because that is their last game before those last 4 games against Chelsea, City, Everton and Arsenal. So that game against Cardiff, it could decide who goes down between them. It really could. It really is that close, I think. And I think there's a huge opportunity for Southampton because, well, they don't have an easy run in, but it's a lot easier on paper than the other two because they got Watford away, which is postponed currently, Brighton away, Liverpool at home, so that's the toughest one there, Wolves at home, Newcastle away, Bournemouth at home, West Ham away, and Huddersfield at home. So on paper, Southampton should survive because they've got just the one Big Six side left, and the other two have got to play 4 games out of the 8. I'm thinking Southampton survive, and it's between Burnley and Cardiff. For Burnley though, they need points quickly. The next 4 games are massive for Burnley, massive, and Cardiff as well. They've got big games too. Every game's massive from now for 3 of those teams. But Southampton, I think they will survive, and they got a bonus of the goal difference as well because Southampton's goal difference is -16, which is 7 higher than Burnley's and 14 higher than Cardiff's. So yeah, Southampton, I think they're staying up at this point. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think they're staying up based on the fixtures. But you never know what could happen. Remember Wigan, like in 2012, I think Wigan were as good as down at one point, and they had Newcastle were 5th that year. They had Arsenal, Man United, Spurs. They won all of those games, I think, and I think it was Chelsea as well. They had most of the big teams, and they beat all of them, didn't they? Wigan in that year. They went on a mad run. I remember they beat a lot of big teams. So you never know. You never know. Maybe Burnley win those last 4 games. I guess you never know what the league has for us, but that's going to be interesting, I feel, and it could go down to the final day. Or it could just go down to Burnley v Cardiff. with 4 games to go. Before we move to the top, Newcastle beat Everton 3-2 from 2-0 down. Fantastic comeback, well deserved, and I think it puts them in a good position now to move further up in the table. I think they're not that far off the team just above them, so should be interesting for them for the rest of the season. Moving on to the title race, very briefly, City won 3-1, Liverpool won 4-2. Nothing much changes really, and I do think the same as last week really. I do think it will go down to the wire, maybe to the final day. I hope it does anyway. Moving on to the main events, the top 4. So Tottenham lost to Southampton. We beat Man United 2-0. Chelsea drew 1-1 with Wolves. So an all-round good win for Arsenal. We are just a point now behind Spurs. Chelsea, if they win their game in hand against Brighton, if things go their way, they could be a point behind Spurs as well. United are just 3 points behind Spurs. A lot can happen. A lot can happen. Now, on paper, I think we should make top 4. Yeah, so let me just interrupt this episode because I forgot to mention the Arsenal game itself. I was going to talk about it a little bit, so yeah, let me just add that in right now. So we won 2-0, very happy. I wish I was there, to be honest. That would have been great, but we won 2-0. It was a good win for us. And yeah, United were a bit weakened, to be fair, but having said that, when I was watching live on my phone, every time they went forward, it was kind of scary. It looked like they might score a goal, and it was a bit worrying at times, like all the time really. Every time they went forward, it was a bit of a danger. Our defence is just not trustworthy, but I think we defended well enough for the most part. I think at times we got unnecessary yellow cards as well in the first half, like Socrates on the halfway line on Pogba. It was just unnecessary really, but that's what annoys me about him. He's a good defender, he's played well this season, but he goes into he dives in too much sometimes, and he's got 9 yellows already, which is pretty mad. But yeah, that's just the type of player he is, to be honest. But having said that, yeah, I think we deserve the win. We got a bit lucky though at times. Xhaka's goal just came out of nowhere. The win certainly helped with that one. The penalty, the big part of the game, it was soft, to be honest. I mean, I wouldn't be biased and say it was definitely a penalty, but I'm happy we got it. But yeah, it was soft. I won't lie, it was soft. There was contact there, but very soft. Contact doesn't mean penalty. But yeah, it was a very soft penalty to give, and if that was against us, I would have been angry. So I can understand why people are frustrated by that. But yeah, I mean, I'll take the win. I'll take the win. But yeah, it was soft. It was soft. But I think we deserved the win though. Overall play, I think we deserved it based on how we played. United could have got back in it. They could have led at many points. They had a lot of chances and missed them. Luckily for us, they did. We kept a clean sheet as well, which is important. And yeah, it's a good win. We had to win this game for me. We had to win this game to stay in contention, in my opinion. And we have. So yeah, let's talk about the top 4 remaining fixtures for all 4 teams. Alright, so from left to right, we have Tottenham, Arsenal, United and Chelsea's fixtures. Excuse the poor graphics, not even graphics really, to be honest. By the way, there's a few errors here. Chelsea's game against Brighton is not on this. It should be there, but it's not on this for some reason. And their Everton game, I think, is away at Goodison. I don't know why it says at home, so there's another error there. But these are most of their games. Chelsea got Brighton, obviously. Yeah, but these are the remaining fixtures, the last 8 fixtures. By the way, Tottenham's game against Crystal Palace and Arsenal's games at Wolves, they're both postponed because of the FA Cup. So who knows when they'll be played. So yeah, that could play a part as well. Looking at this, as I said, on paper I said Arsenal should make it. And I'm saying that because we have not got a big 6 team left. Now, we are the sort of team to lose to lower teams. Like, we do that all the time, to be honest, every season. But on paper, we should be making it. And if we don't, it's really bad if we don't. Because if you look at it, Spurs have got Liverpool away, City away. United have got Everton away, City at home, Chelsea at home. And obviously Chelsea have got Everton away soon. They've got Liverpool at Anfield and United at Old Trafford. Judging by that, we should make it. We should make it in the top 4. And if we don't, I think that'd be a major disappointment from this point, I think. I think we really should make it. We really should make it. And yeah, if we don't, no excuses. That would just be our own fault, to be honest. Like, we really... I've said it already like 5 times, but we really should make it. I do feel that Spurs will still make it though, even though they're playing big teams as well and they're only just a point ahead of us. I do think Spurs are making top 4. So at the moment, my prediction is Spurs and Arsenal. That's my prediction. Like, my prediction last week was Spurs and one of the other 3, and it's still the same thing now. I think Spurs definitely are going to make it, and I think we really should make it. We really should, and hopefully win on Thursday as well. That'd be nice. 2-0, please, Arsenal. Please. Okay, this is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and see ya.